Good morning, language warriors. Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome. It's Wednesday. It's September 20th, and it's 9:38 a.m. Hello, everyone. What's up? Hello, Flavia. Hello, Fluke. Hello, Marwa. Hello, Belen. Hello, Tanya. What's going on, everyone? So, I don't have anything planned for this morning. This is a friend in every corner. So, on this live stream, we don't really have anything to do, any proper agenda. I just like to talk to people. That's basically it. I like to try to make friends, but sometimes I feel it's hard to make friends here sometimes. Hello, Nario. You fell down, Belen. Oh no, are you okay? Hello, Jessica. Hello, Zara. Hello, Miki. Huang La says it's hard for me to make friends in this app too. Yeah, that is one problem, I think, with this app. That is one problem. Well, the problem is not with the app. The problem is with how people use this app. Yeah, well, anyway, whatever. Why is it hard to make friends? Tanya, I think, well, I just get annoyed. Tanya, I think there are many, 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 many people on this app and on every app, really, who are just really, really, really selfish. The world has a really serious problem right now because I think everybody is being too selfish all the time. Everybody is just worried about me, me, me. So why do I think? So, for example, Tanya, here's a perfect example. Yesterday, I did a live stream where I was just playing drums. Why? Because I'm a drummer and I like to play the drums. So sometimes I just turn the camera on and let you watch. Okay, that's all. It's just a way for you to see another side of me, right? But there's always at least one person who will complain when I play the drums. There's always one person who will say something like, "What are you doing? We don't need drumming. We need you to teach us English." And that is extremely, extremely selfish. So selfish. I don't care what you need. I'm not here for you. I turn the camera on to help everyone, and I turn the camera on because I want to. But I don't owe you anything. I don't owe you anything. So it's really, it's hard for me to understand how you can be a human being and be so rude and so ignorant. Yeah, so I don't know I believe his name was Mustafa. There was a Mustafa who complained about my drumming when he came on my stream. And here's my other thing. The other thing that really bothers me, if you want to make me angry, if you want to make me angry, then join my live stream without knowing anything about me. I also don't understand that. If I join anything, I know what I'm joining. I know what I'm looking at. So it's weird when people come here and say, "Who are you? Are you a teacher?" It says it right there in my name, and it's on my profile. So it's really weird when you just show up and you act like you don't know anything, but I'm supposed to tell you everything. Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, that's what I mean. I just think if you really want to get value from this app, then you need to stop thinking about just you. This app is a way for you to meet people and see people, how they live and who they are around the world. But you have to open your eyes and open your mind. Yeah. So anyway. ChatGPT says, "Teach me English." ChatGPT, "Teach me Korean." Here's a perfect example. You just met me, you don't know me, and you just told me to do something. If you meet somebody, you should introduce yourself, and you shouldn't ask them for a favor because you don't know them yet. So yeah, anyway. Well, thank you, Sadef. Hello, Gunter. How are you, my friend? Ornella says the aim of this app is to learn languages. The aim of this app is cultural exchange, and language is part of cultural exchange. It's a language exchange app, okay? But how stupid would it be if you have the ability to learn about cultures, but you choose not to? You're learning about a language. Why? Why are you learning about that language if you don't want to know about that culture? So, and Ornella, it doesn't really matter what the aim of this app is. I'm still a human being. I still am allowed to do what I want to do. And I'm not obligated to help anyone unless I feel like I want to. But that's the thing. Sometimes when they see people helping, they think that now I'm obligated to help everyone. Yes, I agree. You can't separate language from culture. So see, Chat GPT, this person here, I just removed them because they're not listening to me. They're ignoring me and they're just saying, I want advanced level. Teach me English. Teach me English. So bye. I'm a human being. If you want to talk to me, then you have to talk to me like a human being. Not something that owes you something. Not someone who owes you something. Jessica says, what kind of life should a person lead? That's a big question, Jessica. You should, one moment, I need to do something here. Where is that folder? There it is. Jessica, I don't really want to be the guy who gives life advice. I will just tell you that for me, life is first about trying to improve myself as a human being. Improving myself as a human being means I need to learn more. Improving myself as a human being means I need to develop myself mentally, physically, and spiritually. That's what I would say. If you do those things, then whatever else you do is fine. Huang Le says people usually take things for granted. They do, you're right. But, again, I'm a teacher, so I feel that it's my duty to tell you when you're taking things for granted, especially when you're taking me for granted. Thank you, Randy. Salman wants to know how much time does it take to learn a new language? Salman, that is an impossible question to answer. It's different for every person. It's different for every language. Okay? It depends on you. It depends on you. Ornella says this is not a social app like any other. I agree. That's why I'm here. That's why I stay on Hello Talk. It's not that I don't have problems. There are some issues I have with Hello Talk and the way they do things. But I still think that it is one of the most interesting apps. I think it is, in my opinion, it is the most interesting app on the market for meeting new people around the world, for cultural exchange. Yeah. Mohammed Redwan Ahmad, you need to go to my YouTube page and watch my YouTube channel. One moment, and I will give that to you. I have many videos there for you to improve your English. All right? So if you want to know all of my tips, then you should go to my channel. Okay? Here it is. Where is it to share? Come on. Your channel. There we go. Copy link. All right, go to this link, and that is my YouTube channel, and you can watch the videos there. And I have many, many, many useful videos for your English learning, okay? I'm writing a book about all of my teaching ideas. Most of those ideas are on my YouTube videos. Sinem says, if I don't have a friend for speaking English, how can I improve my English speaking? Sinem, 1, practice English in your mind every day. If you're thinking in Turkish all the time, then you're not practicing your English enough. Right now, you think in Turkish all day. Starting tomorrow, I want you to think in English for 10 minutes. The next day, I want you to think in English for 20 minutes. The next day, I want you to think in English for 30 minutes. That's the best way you can practice your English without a partner, is to learn how to think in English. Okay? And then if you can't find somebody to help you, a native speaker or a non-native speaker, then find somebody that doesn't know anything and teach them what you know. Teaching is the best form of practice. Ornella says, do you think it's useful to post here photos of you at the gym, at the seaside with no information? No, not really. I mean, okay, Ornella, I'm not sure who you're talking about or what, but everybody uses their social media profile in different ways, right? So sometimes I think it's useful to think about a profile page like you are looking at someone's journal, their diary, right? So maybe their diary is just a picture, or maybe their diary is just a note, but you get to look at it, right? Sometimes it makes sense. Sometimes it doesn't really make sense to you, right? It would be nice, because this is a cultural exchange app, you're right, it would be great if every time someone posted something, they would make some kind of a note or a caption explaining what it is or where it is or what cultural significance it has or something like that. That would be awesome, but of course, most people aren't going to do that, unfortunately. But you can't see the end. The end of what, Jessica? Thank you for the gifts, Sarah Fathi. Thank you. I'm drinking iced coffee. Can you say you love me? Sure, why not? I love me. Some days. Tanya says, when I'm listening to your live streams, I don't think in Russian at all. Very good, Tanya. That's a good start. That's a good start. Now you're teaching your brain to be comfortable with English, right? In that way, where you're just you're flipping the switch, and now you're using your English mind. The more you do that, the more you'll be able to just flip that switch anytime you want to. Okay? Hello, Priyanka. I'm fine. Can I pin it for you? Mahina, I'm not sure what you wanted me to pin. sometimes it's really hard to know what people are, what are people talking about when they're talking to me. Miguel says, I have to say something. Thank you for your YouTube videos every day. I understand more and learn more. Thank you, Miguel. I appreciate that. I'm glad that you find them useful and helpful. Thank you. I've never visited Saudi Arabia. No. I'm always drinking coffee in the morning because I don't like morning, and morning doesn't like me. Gunter's going to have a cortado. What is a cortado? I don't know what that is. Could I explain prepositions of time? Well, maybe. Let me find something for you. Go to this page. They have an excellent explanation about prepositions of time and how you use at, in, and on. So in general, there is a kind of a rule for it a little bit. At is for small time periods, in is for middle time periods, and on is for big time periods. But there are a couple of exceptions for that too. So you need to go to that page to learn about them, right? So there's a general rule that at, in, on, there are ways to use them, right? So you could say like at 4 o'clock, right? At noon. That's a very small amount of time. It's a small period of time. But if you say in January, right? Or on the 5th. So at is a small period of time. On is a medium period of time. In is a bigger period of time, right? So go to that webpage and she should explain it to you better, okay? Is this sentence right? Me and my friend are playing basketball. It should be my friend and I believe. But Mila, are you asking me, is it correct for a test, or are you asking me, is it correct for life? Okay, because in life, people do say that. Okay, it might not be grammatically correct, but people might say it. Okay, that's a common grammar, I'll say colloquially accepted error. Me and my friend and I, yeah. So if you're taking a test in school, there's one answer. If you're just living life, then there are a couple of answers, okay? About my YouTube channel, they want me to pin that comment. Ah, thank you, Sarah. That's a good idea, and I never even thought about that. Well, that's a great idea. Let me do that for you. I don't know why I never thought of that before. Let's do that. Let's paste it again and I'll pin it. Pin. There. All right, there you go. Thank you for suggesting that. Can I talk about some preparation for an interview? Momo wants to know. Momo, interviews are always, in my opinion, it's mostly about confidence. Okay? You need to understand one very simple thing about an interview. What is an interview? An interview is someone asking for help. An interview is someone asking for help. That's what an interview is. You need to show them that you can help them. They need help. They are looking for someone who can help them. With what? They need help with this job. Right? You need someone who can do this job. That's the help they need. You need to show them that you can do that help. Right? You can do that job. So, when you're at an interview or when you're in an interview, you need to be confident and you need to project a feeling of confidence. Project a feeling of, oh, yeah, you need that? I can do that. I can do that. If that's what you need, I can do that. That's the feeling you need to project, okay? Have I been to Turkey? No, but I would love to go. Thank you, Dylan. I don't know how you guys can see the color of my eyes. Are my eyes that easy to see? I can't see the color of my eyes. You're welcome, Mina. So a cortado is a short coffee espresso with a little bit of milk. All right. Okay, well then I need a quadruple cortado. Quadruple, do you guys know that word? Double, triple, quadruple, quintuple. Vishal, my YouTube channel is pinned. You can see the message right there at the top. The name of the channel is A Friend in Every Corner English with Teacher Mark. A very long name. A Friend in Every Corner English with Teacher Mark. Someone wants me to explain of and for. Bingo, bango, boongo. There's one right there. Go to this, dictionary.com, articles of versus for. That's a great article. Dictionary.com has some really good articles about grammar. Okay? Abdul Rahman says many people can listen to English a lot, but they can't speak well. Right. Because they don't know how to think in English. That's why. If you don't know how to think in the language, then you aren't speaking the language. Mila says, I know, but I often see this kind of sentence in Hello Talk. Okay, Mila. If you come to America, only 20% or less people will speak with perfectly correct English. 20% or less. Fewer than 20% of people will speak with correct English all the time. Fewer than 20%. Maybe 10. Okay? Most people speak with common English. Common English has many things like this. Me and my friend are going to the store. We don't care. No one cares. Language is descriptive, not prescriptive. Prescriptive means it tells you how you should do it. Descriptive means it doesn't matter how you do it if they understand you. So descriptive language means you're just describing something, right? So if you're just describing something, then my friend and me and my friend, they're both okay. Why? Because you understood. Okay? Life is not a grammar test. Abdul Rahman says, I heard the more you listen, the more you get fluent. Abdul Rahman, the more you learn, the more you get fluent. The best way to learn something is every way that you possibly can. Your brain wants to get information in every possible way it can. So, if you only give your brain one way to learn, like listening only, then you are limiting your learning. You're limiting what your brain can do. You're limiting what your brain wants. Your brain wants listening. Yeah, it wants listening, but it also wants writing. It also wants reading. It wants speaking. It wants videos. It wants apps. It wants podcasts and live streams. It wants teachers and friends. Your brain wants every way that it possibly can to learn. So stop limiting what your brain wants. Okay, let's see. Divya says, I struggle a lot with present perfect and simple past. Okay, so Divya, one second, let me check something really quickly. Let me explain something to you guys about the word perfect. Present perfect. Present perfect. What does perfect mean? When they say present perfect, what does perfect mean? Akram, you can listen to me. I'm talking right now. You can listen to me, all right? Do I walk into your house and say, hi, I don't know what you're doing, but could you stop and talk to me right now? No, I don't. Please, listen first, and then maybe I'll invite you. But you should start with an introduction, okay? Always start with an introduction. If I don't know who you are or what you want, then why would I invite you on the stage? Tell me who you are. Tell me what you want. Then maybe I'll invite you on the stage. Just saying, put me on the stage, put me on the stage, put me on the stage. Why? Why? Right? Simple logic. Okay, so present perfect. Someone was asking me about present perfect. Present perfect, everybody. The word perfect. Perfect. Why do we say perfect when we're talking about time? How is that time perfect? It's not. What does perfect mean? Perfect means something without mistakes, without flaws, right? That's the modern definition of perfect. But when we talk about grammar and we talk about perfect, the word perfect does not have the same meaning. The word perfect in grammar does not mean without mistakes, without flaws. The word perfect in grammar means completed. because the word perfect comes from the Latin word perfectus. The word perfectus in Latin means completed. So when we say present perfect, we're talking about something now and something in the past that was completed. Okay, so simple past is talking about one time period. I went to the baseball game on Saturday. That's in the past. I went to the baseball game on Saturday. Okay? But if I say, I have been to many baseball games, have been, now we're talking about the past and the present. Now there are two time periods. So that's how you can know the difference between simple past and present perfect. Simple past is only talking about one time period, the past. Present perfect is talking about something that happened in the past and something that is happening now, right? So it's talking about something that was completed in the past. And you're talking about now and how that relates to the past. Okay? I'm sorry, one moment. Let me catch up with the comments. You're welcome, Maru. It seems the English language has more exceptions than rules. That's right. That's exactly the way I describe English, Gunter. English is a language of exceptions. That's why it's difficult, because there are not many rules that are very hard rules. There are always many exceptions. Yeah. Jessica says, so will you feel tired if you keep on improving all the time? I'm kind of confused about the meaning of life. Jessica, my favorite quote about the meaning of life is, what is the meaning of life? The meaning of life is to give life meaning. Do things that give life meaning. That's the meaning of life. Okay? Do you get tired improving all the time? No. You're supposed to improve all the time. That's just evolution. Actually, no. Life gets more complicated but easier when you improve. So your understanding of the world becomes more complicated, but your ability to understand other people becomes greater, and so you have greater empathy. And because you have greater empathy, it's easier for you to live in this world because you can understand the feelings of other people better. Hello, Xiaofeng. Okay, Reza wants to know about improving vocabulary. Reza, there's one important thing that you need to know about English vocabulary, or any vocabulary. You need a system if you want to learn vocabulary. If you're trying to learn vocabulary without a system, then you will fail. Okay? Vocabulary is a really big thing. There are too many words, right? So you need to figure out some kind of patterns to help you learn. All right? And there are many, many, many different ways that you could learn vocabulary patterns. Okay? Flavia wants to know, are my YouTube videos are all classes from Hello Talk? Yeah, mostly. There are also some videos of me playing music on there. But Mostly they're videos of my live streams. Do I drink coffee with sugar or without sugar? Usually with sugar, but I don't really care. I'll be shaking with a quadruple cortado. Yeah, that's how I like it. Good morning, everyone. All right, are you ready to start class? Shubham, I know you are very excited to practice your English, but I would appreciate it if you didn't just use my live streams to try to find people to practice. Okay, Shubham? Huang Le, the name of my channel is A Friend in Every Corner, comma, English. So the phrase is a friend in every corner, which means that you have a friend everywhere. Every corner of the world is the phrase. Okay? That's right, Dimitri. Bingo, bango, bongo. Well, I'm looking forward to trying this cortado now. Farad wants me to repeat about the simple present. Simple present is about the present. Simple means there's only one time period. So if it's simple present, simple past, or simple future, there's one time period being discussed. Okay? Whose words were those? Let's see, I can't remember. The meaning of life is to give life meaning. That's by Viktor Frankl. Viktor Frankl is the name of the man who did that. The meaning Who is Viktor Frankl? He is an Austrian psychiatrist and Holocaust survivor. Yeah, that's who made that. You got tired of English. Well, then maybe you are not doing it right. English is easy, but you can't learn very well. Ali, those two things don't make sense. If English is easy, then you can learn well. English is not easy, though. Ridwan wants to know, what does fascinating mean? Fascinating, you spelled it wrong, but here's the proper spelling is fascinating means very, very interesting. If something is very, very interesting, then it's fascinating. My suggestion for improving your speaking skill, Javad, do anything that you think will improve your speaking skill. So, find people who speak well and shadow them, mimic them. Practice trying to sound like them. Listen to their voice. What is different about their voice compared to your voice? Is their tone different than yours? Is their pronunciation and their diction different than yours? Is their speed of speaking different than yours? Are they moving their mouth more than you are? That's one way. Practicing speaking, you could also practice a dialogue. So get a dialogue, print it out, and then you can practice reading both sides at the same time. Okay? Dimitri says, you want to get work at Trader Joe's, but your level is B1. Do you have a chance? I think so, man. Dimitri, you said you're in Chicago, right? I would say, yeah. In Chicago, I'm pretty sure that they are not quite that worried about that. But no, Dimitri, I think your English is good enough to have a job, whatever job. Okay? Fascinating is like cool. A fascination with something. Let me take a look at something. Wait a minute. Let me do one thing. The word fascinating. So the word fascinating comes from a Latin word, fascinatus, or fascinare. And that word, it means that you have been bewitched or enchanted, or you have been under some kind of a spell. So they used to believe in magic, that they could put you under a spell, right? Like they could say some kind of words and then make you believe things or do things or think things, right? So fascinating means that you think it's so interesting that it's almost like magic, that all of your attention is now on that thing. Okay? Almost like it cast a magical spell on you, and now you are fascinated. So, something that's very interesting is just very interesting. Something that's fascinating is so interesting that you almost can't look away. You can't stop thinking about it. You're very, very interested to know more. Okay? Is it just me, but you understand more than you speak? No, that's not you, Mara. That's everyone. That's language. Think about babies. That's how a baby learns too, right? First thing the baby does is they listen and they hear words. And maybe they understand 10 or 15 words, but they only use one when they start, dada or whatever, mama, right? So the nature of language is that you start with listening, and that means you start with trying to understand what's going on first. But your ability to act is not as strong yet. You started to show by educational podcasts. If you mean you started watching educational podcasts, then yeah, of course, educational podcasts are useful. You can learn about education and better ways to learn. Yeah, Dimitri, you can do it, man. Remember what I said about job interviews. Job interviews are about confidence. They need help. So you need to show them that you can help. And here's what I'll tell you about a job like that, Dimitri. In America right now, it's not easy to find somebody to do a job like that well. Okay? The truth is that many native born American people, okay, native people from the United States, they don't want those jobs anymore. They don't pay that much, and so they don't work very hard. So if you want to work at Trader Joe's, all you need to do is make sure they think that you are reliable and that you want to work. If you show them that you are reliable and that you want to work, they will not care about your language. And if you can even tell them that, Dimitri, you can just say, hey, look, I know you might be worried about my language, but I want you to understand, I'm a hard worker and I want this job. So if you tell them that, they won't care about your language. All right? Because it's really hard to find somebody that really wants to work that kind of job now. You're welcome, Ridwan. Shadowing of educational podcasts. Sure. Yeah. Yeah. Your daughter's first word was purple? That's funny. That's interesting. Ridwan says, I'm interested in watching movies, but I can't understand because they speak too fast. Ridwan, Hollywood movies are not designed for education. They're designed for entertainment. So they don't care about the language. They don't care about the grammar. They don't care about the pronunciation. Okay? So can you watch Hollywood movies and improve your English? Yes, you can. But you need to choose the right movies. Okay? Choose movies that have actors that speak very well. One. So find an actor or actress that you like who speaks really well and watch their movies. And two, try to find movies that have a subject or topic that is useful for your real life, not about drug deals or about space aliens or about, something like that. Try to find a movie about real life. Okay? What work am I talking about? Any job. It doesn't matter. Dimitri was asking me about working at a place called Trader Joe's. Trader Joe's is a grocery store in America. And to work at Trader Joe's, you have to have at least a B1 level, I think he said. But he doesn't know if he has a B1 level. And so he was asking me if you can work there. And I will tell you this, in America, if you work hard, no one cares about your language. If you work hard, no one cares about your language. That is a truth of American history. Hard work means whatever you do doesn't matter. Okay? To get something done, to make something done, and to have something done. Can I explain their usage briefly? I can try. To get something done and have something done are about the same. Those two imply that you are, okay. Get something done and have something done can mean the same thing sometimes. That means that you want to there's some task that you want to do, that you want it completed, and you are going to find someone else to do it for you. So to have something done implies that you aren't going to do it, not you, but you will find somebody to do it, right? So maybe you need, you have a dress and the dress needs to be fixed, right? So you're going to say, I need to have my dress fixed. Having it fixed means you're not fixing it. You're going to take it to somebody and they're going to fix it. Okay? Or you could say, I'm going to get my dress fixed. That means you're going to take it there to get fixed. Okay? You're not doing it yourself. But to get something done can sometimes mean you're talking about yourself. Yesterday, I got a lot done. Yesterday I got nothing done. Today I need to get something done. That just means I need to do some work. Okay? To make something done, I don't think that we use it that way. I'm trying to think of an example of how to use make something done. It's not incorrect grammatically, but it's a little bit weird in my mind. To make something done is kind of redundant. To make and to do mean the same thing. So to make something or to do something would be what I would say. But to make something done is kind of redundant. Okay? That's funny. One or two movies to help English learners. Ridwan, I can't think of any movies right now, but I can tell you that the Friends TV show, Friends, very famous American TV show, that TV show has been used for learning English for decades now. Okay? Around the world, that show is famous because it's great for learning English. They talk about friends. They talk about family. They talk about work. So Friends is a good TV show for watching, for learning English. Okay? Yeah, I think that's the Chinese Lao Yo Ji. Yeah, right. I think that's what it is. Lao Yo Ji. Yeah. That's it. I think. Adam, yeah. Hey, I get used to it. It's okay, Adam. But Adam is correct. Adam is correct, though, everyone. In life, you shouldn't ask a teacher any question that you didn't try to ask yourself first. Did you hear me? In life, you shouldn't ask a teacher any question that you didn't ask yourself first. You need to try to answer the question first. Then, when you can't, if you don't know, then you should ask the teacher. But learning starts with yourself. Learning starts with yourself. You're struggling with the pronunciation of the word important. Mio, yeah, it's a weird word, okay? If I'm very angry, when I say that word, I will say it like this. Listen to me, this is very important. Important. So if I'm angry, then I pronounce those T's very strongly. This is important. But in regular usage, the first T, I want you to say it like this. Let me think. Just say the word import. Import. Okay? Now I want you to say this word, but on the T, when you say the import, okay, so listen to me. Listen. One way to say the T in English is to really pronounce that T, 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 right? But there's another way that some English words are pronounced. Import. It's very light. Important. Okay? It's not t, it's t. So, when you say this, say it kind of like this. Important. But the T, really, really go light on that first T on the end of import. Okay, so if I say the word import by itself, the T is strong. T, 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 right? Yes, I know, Cull. Listen. Okay? But now, important, important, important. So that first T is now import. You hear that? Import, import. Do you hear how lightly that is? Important. Okay? And actually, if you really want to know, you should try this. Try to forget about the A. Forget the A altogether. Now say this. Try saying that. Important. If you take the A out, it seems like it makes more sense, like to pronounce it that way. When you put the A in there, it makes you feel like you have to ah. And there is no ah. Okay? But the word important is a little bit difficult, I think. Yeah. Is it the same as tent? No. Tent is an sound, and tent has two strong T's. tent. You have a hard time saying daughter. Yeah, the T is the same, daughter. It's not daughter. There's a light T. Okay, daughter. Yeah, no, I didn't say you were lazy, Burgul. No, but that word is a difficult one. Yeah. Sometimes I hear speakers drop it off, and other times there's a puff of air. That's correct. Right, because not everyone pronounces the words the same way. That's okay. Bellin, you're funny. What's the difference between dizzy and giddy? Dizzy, Varuna. Dizzy is usually a word we use when we're not feeling well. Like if you didn't drink enough water and so you feel your head is feeling light and you feel like you're going to fall down, that's dizzy. Dizzy is when you feel like things are spinning or when you feel like you don't have good control of your balance, like you might fall. Okay? Giddy is a term that's more like really playful enjoyment. So, if you watch something and it makes you really excited like a little child, then that's being giddy. Okay? Let me see what it says the definition here is. I'm curious what the etymology of that is, too. Giddy comes from Old English. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, wow, look at that. So the word giddy comes from Old English, and the original word giddig meant insane or mad or stupid, or sometimes it could mean like you were possessed by a spirit. But it says from the 1540s, it took on a different meaning, and the meaning means like happy. Okay? So when I think of the word giddiness, I think of happiness, but happiness like a childlike excitement and childlike happiness. Yeah, Young. So the original word, because Young, think about it. Think about it. If you're really, really excited and really happy about something, maybe somebody will look at you and think, he looks a little bit crazy. Maybe he's possessed by a spirit, right, Young? So the word giddy is an interesting word. Originally, it meant crazy or like there was a demon or spirit inside of you. But now the meaning just means excited and happy like a child. No, Sophie, dizzy and giddy are not exact synonyms. No, they are not. They have a slight relationship, but they are not the same thing. If you say, I feel dizzy, and you say, I feel giddy, those are two very, very different things. If you say, I feel dizzy, I'm worried about you. I think that you're sick, that maybe you need some water or you need to sit down and rest. Okay? So dizzy is like you're sick, like you need some rest, you need water, okay? Giddy does not mean falling. No! Tina and Sophie. Hi, my name is Teacher Mark. I don't see teacher at the beginning of your name. I'm the teacher. I will tell you what it means. Okay? Giddy does not mean falling. No, giddy means excited and happy. If you say, I was giddy with my birthday present, I was giddy because my friend came home. That's giddy. Giddiness is an excitement. Okay? Dizziness means, oh, geez, I need to sit down. I feel dizzy. Okay? If you come to my class, then you are the student and I am the teacher. I will tell you what it means. That's my job. That's my job. Okay? Please don't try to compete with me. That's not the way to do things here. Giddy does not mean dizzy. Giddy means happy. Okay? Right here. Frivolous and lighthearted or flighty. A giddy young person. So, is there another meaning in the dictionary? Does it say dizzy? Yeah, it does. Have I ever heard anyone in my life ever use the word giddy to mean dizzy? No, I have not. No, that definition is not used anymore. If you say giddy, it means happy and excited about something. It does not mean dizzy anymore. Okay? Tina, it's okay, but it's important to remember if everybody that watches me if everybody comes in and says, no, it means this. No, it means this. No, it means this. We are never going to learn anything that way, right? So you have to trust me that it's my job. And because it's my job, I care about this job. I care about what I do. So I'm telling you that, yes, there is a meaning. It says here that it could mean that you feel dizzy. But if someone said, I feel giddy, I feel giddy, I would think, I have no idea what you're talking about. Are you okay? But I would think, are you okay? Because that's a weird way to use the word. We never use that word that way anymore. Okay? Let me look at something really quickly. Oh, look at that. Isn't that interesting? Now I see why. I think I understand why you think giddy means dizzy. That's a British thing. That's a British word. Americans do not use the word giddy to mean dizzy. Brits might. So if you're learning British English, maybe giddy means dizzy. But if you're in America, giddy does not mean dizzy. If you're in America, giddy means happy and excited. Like a child. Okay? Okay, so I apologize. Whoever that was it Tina? I think it was Tina. If you're still there, Tina. Technically, Tina, you are correct. It does mean dizzy if you're in England. But if you're here, I have never, ever heard that word used that way. That's why I was so adamant strong that it does not mean dizzy. No, they're two different things. And yes, it's the British's fault. Okay? But it's important because, look, if you come to America and say, I was giddy, that means excited. It doesn't mean dizzy. So if you need help, don't tell people that you're giddy. All right? If you need help in America, don't say, oh, I feel giddy. All right, let's see. Jed wants to know, how do I speak when every day in America? Jed, when I speak every day, sometimes in my real life, do I speak faster than this? Yeah, of course I do. But there's one very simple rule. I speak like this anytime that I want people to listen to me. So, if I'm just talking about my day, okay, well, today I'm going to go have lunch. And after I go have lunch, I'm going to meet my friend. And after I meet my friend, we're going to go to the park. And after we go to the park, we're going to go have dinner. And after we go have dinner, we're going to come home. I don't care about you listening to me. I'm just rambling. That's not important. So, I'm speaking quickly. But if I want you to listen to me, then I will speak like this. Okay? Solomon says, if you want to speak with an American about culture, where can you find the people? Well, Salman, you're in Saudi Arabia. Are you in Mecca? Are you in Riyadh? Where are you? Okay, you're in Riyadh. Well, there are probably some foreigners there that you could talk to. So how can you find them? Find the restaurants that serve Western food. If you find the food, you find the foreigner. Okay? So, Salman, in Riyadh, somewhere, there are a few restaurants that will serve Western food, and all of the Western people will go there on Saturday. So, find a restaurant that has an American burger and go there on Saturday afternoon, and maybe you can make a little sign and hold up the sign and say, practice English with me, I will buy you French fries. Practice English, free French fries. Something like that, okay? So, if you live in Riyadh, then there are some foreigners there, but you have to go find them. The easiest way to find foreigners in any city is to find the food. Okay? If you go find a good place that makes pizza or a good place that makes burgers, you will find Americans. Okay? Yeah, and all you have to do is just say, hey, I'll buy you French fries if you practice English with me. So just go and just buy a big big basket of French fries for a table and see how many people will come over and talk to you. Okay? Food is always a good way to get people to talk. Are French fries cooked in oil or in beef grease? Audrey, they used to be cooked in beef grease. McDonald's fries and almost all the French fries used to be cooked in beef grease. Now I don't believe that they usually are, but I'm not exactly sure. Let me double check on that. Most restaurants use refined palm oil or refined sunflower oil. Really? For deep frying? Let me see. Is that true? Peanut or canola or soybean oil for deep frying. So if you go to a restaurant and you have anything deep fried, French fries or chicken or anything like that, it's probably fried in either peanut oil, canola oil, or soybean oil. But historically, in America and many other places, they used to use beef fat to cook many, many, many things. Why? Because it's yummy. It's not healthy, but it's yummy. That's right. No pain, no pain, no gain. After 1 month, you'll have the language, but you won't have any money. Well, probably not, Salman. No, man. French fries aren't that expensive. One, buy something cheap. You don't need to buy anything expensive. Buy something cheap. French fries was just an example. Just buy something that people can share. Food is a great way to bring people together. So if you need help from people, get some food. All right? That's all I'm saying. All right? For thousands of years, we've used food to bring people together. All right? Which English is more useful, British or American? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'm pixelated. Oh, I don't know, Bellin. Is my signal very bad, everyone, or do I look clear or blurry? Blurry for you. Blurry for Audrey. Well, I've says clear. Huh. Well, then I don't know. If some people have a clear picture, then I guess that's probably a connection problem. Right? Do you want to stop the cleanup process before? Don't ask again. Continue. There we go. Okay. Audrey says beef grease is used in Belgium. It's the better French fries I've ever tasted. You're right. Right. So, Audrey, here's the funniest thing about the word French fries. French fries are not French, right? So why do we call them French fries? Because a long time ago in America, there were some people who were eating fried potatoes and they were speaking French. They were speaking French and they were eating fried potatoes. So American people saw that and they said, oh, look, the French people are eating the fried potatoes. Those must be French fried potatoes. But those people were not French. They were Belgian. So, but people in Belgium speak French. So that's why we call them French fries, but they're not French. Is there any difference between I work in a company or I work at a company? In most cases, no. You know, I work in a company that does this. I work at a company that does this. That's the same, in my opinion. Okay? Young says, I like the French fries in Belgium. Well, then, Young, you like the Belgian fries. That's right. Belgians are the creators of the French fry. Yeah. Hello, Diego. Bom dia. Would anyone like to come talk to me? Maybe not. There's not so many people here today. Maybe people are getting tired of my attitude. Okay, so if you want to come talk to me, let's start with Belen. Would you like to come up, my dear?
Oh, my Mark.
Hello, Belen. How are you?
Hello. Well, today is not my day,
Today's not your day. Why not? What happened?
No, we have ups and downs, I feel a little bit down.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah, I don't feel really, really great today. Yeah. But yeah,
It
right.
happens sometimes.
Right, yeah, ups and downs, like you said. Yeah, that's just the way it is.
But it's good to be down because maybe tomorrow I will be up.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to, to touch the floor.
Yeah.
Have that expression?
Yeah, there's another there's another saying. Who said that? I think it was Oscar Wilde. Let me see if I can find the quote. He had a really great quote.
I know the quote in Spanish, but I don't know in English. I should check more English quotes.
Yeah, it was who said that? Oscar Wilde. Oscar Wilde. Yeah, the famous writer. He said, "We are all in the gutter." What is a gutter, everybody? Do you guys know what a gutter is? Gutter. The gutter is on our house. Our house has gutters. They're rain gutters. So on the roof, the rain comes down the roof and then it goes into this little thing that carries the water. That's called the gutter. Right? But a gutter has an older meaning that goes back a long time. The gutter was on the side of the street. On the side of the street, they had a little, a little dip where all of the water could go, or trash or anything else on the side of the road, right? That was called the gutter, right? And so if you're poor, or you're having a hard time, then maybe you are sleeping in the gutter, right? You're living in the gutter, right? So he said, we are all living in the gutter, but some of us are looking at the stars. Yeah, I always like that quote.
Great quote.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. I can't complain with anything. I think I'm very lucky because I got my kids so healthy. My husband is adorable. But sometimes our brain is our worst enemy.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
Maybe it's because my age, I don't know why, because I may start thinking, a lot of things, and I got a lot of noise in my brain, and I should stop, this statement.
Yeah, my thoughts about age, are changing. I really do believe that age is not about your body, age is about your mind. So, if you keep your mind young by doing things, like you can stay young feeling by learning always, right? But I feel like you'll feel old as soon as you stop learning. That's the way I kind of feel like.
Yeah, it's like I'm stuck in a kind of way, like if I feel stuck or stocking. I feel
Stuck.
stuck,
You can say stuck.
stuck,
Yeah.
stuck, and I say, okay, I have to, carry on and don't think too much.
Right. Yeah. Right. That's one nice thing about having kids, right? When you have kids,
You know what
you
happens to me? I'm afraid that something bad happens to them. Because I'm seeing growing up very healthy, very nice, very happy, and I'm thinking how it's going to be in the future for them. It's a kind of weird thing.
Oh, right. Yeah. And you're right. Yeah, I know I worry about that too. I can't imagine what my nephews and my niece, when they're my age, I think the world is going to be a pretty crazy place by the time they get to be my age. Yeah. And it's hard for me to imagine a very positive outcome. It's really hard. But that's part of why I'm here, Bellin, is because, again, I feel like somebody needs to start just encouraging people to understand an idea that we all need to try to be better about supporting each other,
Yeah.
and that we need to treat the world the way we treat the we need to treat the internet the same way we treat the environment. And in the environment, we all know that pollution is bad, right? Well, there's a lot of pollution on the internet. There's a lot of pollution on the internet.
Yeah, very
And
toxic.
and the truth is we are all responsible for it. Every single person that has ever used the internet has emotionally littered. To litter means to drop trash, right? And so the internet is full of emotional trash. Like people just throwing emotional trash everywhere. And so when you open the internet, that's all you see is emotional trash everywhere. And now I'm trying to change myself. And it's not easy to do, but I'm trying to think about it the same way that I did when I learned about the woods. When I was a boy and I was in the woods, they taught us to leave the woods the same way you found it. So if you want to go into the woods, that's fine. Go into the woods. But when you leave it the way it looked when you came. Don't leave your trash everywhere. Don't litter. Don't destroy it. Leave it nice. So the internet is also an environment. And you have to understand that what you leave there is going to stay there. So if you leave negativity on the internet, then the internet will be full of negativity. If you leave positivity on the internet, then the internet will be full of positivity. And the internet is full of negativity right now. Why? Because being negative is easy. It's easy to be critical. Anyone can walk by a building and go, oh, that's not right, and that's not right, and that's not right. But how many people can fix that building or build that building? It's easy. Anyone can look at something and tell you what's wrong with it. Not everyone can tell you what to do right or how to fix it. So, yeah, there's a lot of pollution on the internet.
Yeah, when
And
I see internet, I try to focus, in good things and, things that I learned from. But sometimes, you see, disgusting things, and I say, okay, I leave the phone and say, okay, I can't.
yeah, right. Yeah, it's hard also because, yeah, because we're in contact with the internet now, we also can be aware of a lot more crazy stuff, right? So my Facebook page, I have to give Mark Zuckerberg a little bit of credit because I do think that he did make some changes because in the last year or two, my Facebook page has become more positive, it seems, right? It seems like they have understood that the algorithms were not good. The algorithms were encouraging people only negative. So they're trying to balance that now a little bit by sending you some positive things and making sure you know that the internet is not just full of negative things. And that's good. So now I have tried to do my part, and on my Facebook page, when I see negative stuff that's really, really not useful, yeah, I get rid of it and make sure that the algorithm knows I don't want that stuff anymore. I don't want anything like that. And so now my Facebook page is full of quotes from Oscar Wilde and quotes about education and learning and growth and the space station and about physics and science and history and knowledge. And so I am trying to make my Facebook page useful and positive to me, not just something full of negative stuff.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
as ignorant I was, about algorithm, now I understand everything, Mark.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know about that. And I said, what is this? What? I don't want this.
Right. Yeah. The algorithm is really important. And again, the algorithm was based on capitalism, which is just that it's just whatever makes the most money. Whatever makes the most money, promote that. Whatever makes the most money, promote that. But that's one big flaw with capitalism that, yeah, capitalism doesn't care about morality. Not really. It only cares about what makes money. So if somebody will buy it, then it will be there, right? So that's why I'm trying to tell you, a long time ago in Rome, they used to have two sayings. One was, one moment, let me find it. Hold on. There are two sayings in ancient Rome. If you were in Rome, they always said one, caveat emptor, or caveat, what is the other one? Venditor. Caveat venditor or caveat emptor. Caveat emptor means let the buyer beware. That means that it's your job as a buyer to make sure you don't buy stupid stuff. Don't be a stupid consumer, right? Make sure you know what you're buying. But let the seller beware is caveat venditor. Caveat venditor means whatever you're selling, you better be aware of what you're selling too. So when you're on the internet now, I feel like there are two things you need to be aware of. One is they're both around the same idea, caveat emptor and caveat venditor. So buyer beware on the internet. When you're on Facebook, don't believe everything you see on the internet just because it's there. That's buyer beware, caveat emptor. Make sure you understand that people are trying to sell you things. People are trying to sell you ideas. So, whatever idea that they tell you, the first thing you need to do is question it. The first thing you need to do is question it. Whatever idea they're telling you, first thing you should do is question it and then look into it more, right? But
But I think they are using us, in a kind of way,
yeah,
to make money. And I don't
right.
want to feel it, in that way, you know.
Right. And so that's where we are now. I think the internet is reaching a phase where we're talking about caveat emptor and caveat venditor, where yes, you have to be careful. When you are on the internet, you must be careful about what you look at. But we also need to think about caveat venditor, which means the vendors, the people who are making the pages, they need to be careful too. And yeah, if you're just making lies on the internet, then yeah, I hope Facebook shuts you down. I don't think it's your right to lie to everyone in the world. No, I don't think that's a right.
I don't think so
If you
either.
believe something, then you must be able to show some kind of real truth to what you're saying. If not, then what you're doing is dangerous. That's all I'm saying. So, and even me, here I am on the internet right now, and I'm talking to all these people, and I want you to understand that I don't want anyone to follow me. None of this has anything to do with me. I have ideas. If you like my ideas, great. If they work for you, great. If they don't work for you, that's fine too. I'm not going to tell you how to live your life. I'm only going to tell you how I live mine.
Of course.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it.
I love your speech, Mark.
I talk too much, though.
And yesterday, do you know what I saw? I saw a documentary of the Oppenheimer, but not the film, the documentary. And it was really, really good to watch it. Really good. I
Right.
understood almost
You
everything.
know, that's the thing about that movie. I don't think it was the best movie ever. I think that it could have been better, but I think it's really important that they told this story, even if it wasn't the perfect telling of the story, right? It could have been better, but everything could always be better, right? So, could it have been better? Yes, but I'm glad that they told the story because at least people are talking about it. Right? Like you said, people are talking about it, and the commentary is what's important. You're right. People are discussing these ideas. People are talking about, what is the message of Oppenheimer? Do you guys know about the story of the Nobel Prize? Do you guys know about how the Nobel Prize was created? So,
Don't know.
yeah, everybody knows about the Nobel Prize, right?
Oops.
And the Nobel Prize is the biggest prize in the world that we usually give for peace and for genius, right? Well, the man who created the Nobel Prize was a man named Alfred Nobel. And his creation, he's the man who created dynamite. Dynamite. So, Oppenheimer created the atomic bomb, the atomic explosion, and Alfred Nobel, he created dynamite. And yeah, the same thing, he created dynamite, and it was just a scientific experiment for him. He was just doing it as a science experiment. He didn't know that it was going to become a big, dynamite became an explosive that was used for war. right? So when he created that, he didn't know it was going to be that. Same thing as Oppenheimer. When Oppenheimer came up with these ideas, he didn't know or didn't think that it was going to be used for making bombs. They were just thinking. But that's the danger of thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In kind of way, he regret about what he created.
Right. Yeah. Both Oppenheimer and Nobel, they both regretted that they created this thing that became something terrible. So they were just doing science. They were just trying to be good scientists. And in science, you explore everything. You don't say no. You always look down that hallway. You don't just shut the door because it's dangerous. In science, you look down that hallway. But
Yeah, they could go out their hands.
right. Yeah.
Way.
Yeah, but like I said, Alfred Nobel, it's an interesting story if you read about him because, yeah, we now use the word the Nobel Peace Prize, the Nobel Peace Prize, the Nobel Peace Prize. But the man who created the Nobel Peace Prize is the man who created dynamite. And dynamite is an explosive. And it was used to kill many, 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 many people. So it's kind of funny and weird, right? Yeah, we still talk about him like it's this big peace thing, but really, it's a very interesting story. So,
Of course. Mark, I have to go.
yes, and
Thank
Belen,
you.
by the way, I think my friend Mike, the guy who came to see you in Madrid before,
Yeah.
I think he's in Madrid again.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I'm gonna message him and I'm gonna find out if he's still in Madrid. And if he is, I'll tell him to stop by your restaurant again.
Okay, maybe I will meet him. Yeah, for sure.
Okay, Belen?
Thank you
You're
for having
welcome.
me.
Yeah,
You
and
party me all the time.
tell your kids I said hello. And your
Funny.
husband too. All right, bye-bye. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye-bye. All right. Anyway, Ibrahim says, they must have known what would happen with this bomb. You would think so, Ibrahim. You would think so, but not really. Scientists are... In some cases, scientists can be kind of like artists. And they don't think about the world the same way that normal people do. Artists want to explore anything for emotional expression. Scientists want to explore anything for scientific expression and knowledge or exploration, right? But when artists explore emotions and expressions, they do it without worrying about what could happen. And when scientists explore science, they do it without worrying about what could happen. But that's the nature of science. The nature of science is to ask questions, even if they're difficult questions. Adam, I'm sorry that the mosquitoes are biting you so much. Science is a gray area for some ethical aspects. Sadef, like I said, that's the thing about science. You're right. It does. There are some gray areas. But in general, science should be approached without restriction. Because That's the nature of questioning. You have to ask questions, right? So, but sometimes those questions might lead to answers that could be dangerous. That's knowledge, everybody. That's the apple from the tree. When you bite into that apple, that's the danger of knowledge. Everything you learn in life let me think about my words. The more you learn, the more you are responsible for. So, as you grow and as you learn, you need to grow. And growing means understanding the knowledge that you gained and the danger of it. You need to understand the usefulness of it, but you do need to understand the danger of it too. And that's why we make movies like Oppenheimer, right? Because now you have this discussion. We have this talk about how, yes, science does need to continue to push forward. Of course it does. But it always does need to be considered and questioned. And yeah, it can be a dangerous place. Knowledge can be a dangerous thing. Especially, Sedef, we have a saying, a little knowledge can be a dangerous thing. And what that means is sometimes people learn something and that gives them just enough to be dangerous. But if they had learned further, they would know that what they're thinking is not really correct. So lots of people are not completely ignorant. They're partially ignorant, but partial ignorance is just as dangerous as full ignorance. Partial ignorance is just as dangerous as complete ignorance. Yeah. Tanya says, maybe one day the atomic bomb will save the Earth from an asteroid. Who knows? That's right. You're right. Who knows? Right? Or, Tanya, atomic energy and the concept of atomic energy, what we wanted was not a bomb. We didn't want a bomb, Tanya. That's not why we did it. No. Physicists studied this because they want fission and fusion. Fission and fusion are sources of energy, unlimited energy. That's why they were trying to do it. So they were trying to study this thing because they thought or they think that possibly if we can actually capture that energy, then we can use that energy for good. Yeah. Yeah, but everybody, look, of course they could make a bomb. And of course it could be used for bad things. But again, that's why I'm telling you it's so important for you to educate yourself and learn and grow. Because the more you understand about life, the better decisions that you can make. The less you understand about life, the worse your decisions will be. Yeah. Anyway, so let's see. It's 11:30. Yeah. So again, I want to tell some people something. Like, listen, you guys need to understand one thing about me. Hi, my name is Mark. My name is Teacher Mark, right? Some of you know me and some of you don't know me. But if you watch me, if you watch my live streams, great. And I'm glad you like my teaching. But I don't want you to watch me if you don't want to watch all of me. Did you hear me? I don't want you to watch me if you don't want to watch all of me. What do I mean? I mean this. I mean that, yes, I am a teacher, and yes, I will help you, sure. But I am a drummer, and this is very, very important to me. And I'm a human being. So if you like my ideas, then you better pay attention to who I am as a person. That's what I am talking about here, all right? Nobody likes to feel like they are being used. Nobody likes to feel like they are being used. Okay? If you watch me and you only watch me for my teaching and you only listen to me when I'm teaching, then I think you're using me. I'm a human being and I'm here to help you. Sure. Because I want to. So, yeah, read my profile. Sure, read my profile. Thank you. If you don't know who I am, go find out. All right? And look, you can go, there's my YouTube channel right there at the top. Go to my YouTube channel and you can watch the videos. And then you'll find out who I am. Okay? Asthma. If I have to explain who I am every single time I do a live stream, then I won't get to talk about anything else. Do I ever talk to people in an advanced level, or is it not important to me? Timmerbeck, what do you mean when you say, do I ever talk to people in an advanced level? Do you mean using advanced vocabulary, formal academic language? What do you mean? Timmerbeck, I speak the way I speak. And in all honesty, most of the time I use simple language even when I'm discussing complicated things. So, I can teach a class about space and physics and, space travel, and that would be advanced. I could teach a class about advanced science and scientific explorations right? And that would be advanced. I could teach a class about academic history, and that would be advanced. But all of those topics, I will still use mostly this level of English. Why? Because this level of English is the best for being understood. So, my question is, Timmerbeck, do you want to impress people or do you want to be understood? If you want to impress people, then that's not that hard. All you need to do is learn some difficult vocabulary words. But if you want to communicate, then don't worry about big vocabulary words. Worry about using the words you have well. Okay? Yeah, again, Timmerbeck, I teach private lessons, and when I teach private lessons, I do advanced vocabulary. Do I do advanced vocabulary on my live streams? Do I do advanced English on my live streams? No, not usually. Why? Because that's an advanced topic. So that's not for everyone. That's only for a few people. I'm trying to help as many people as possible. If you want real help with an advanced level, then you should buy some lessons. Okay? If you need advanced help, then you need advanced pay. If you need easy help, then maybe you don't need any pay. Thank you, Belen. All right, it's just about time for me to get going. I need to go have some lunch and I need to write some more in my book.什么没人上台啊？因为我不要。这是我的直播，不是你的。如果我要，我做；如果我不要，我不做。听得懂吗？What? You should be able to copy it. Here, let me give it to you again. Here is my YouTube channel. Do I teach beginners? Not really anymore, Aya. I don't. No, not usually. Unfortunately. Take care, Belen. No. You don't need to be more positive. That's life. We have ups and downs. Why? Because I've been teaching for 30 years and okay, Aya, I'll make it very easy for you. If you pay me, I'll teach you whatever you want. Okay? If you pay me, fine. I'll teach you as a beginner. Well, you can go look at my page and you can find out. You can go look at my page and find out. It's not cheap. But how much did you pay for this right now? I've been talking to you for about 2 hours. Did you pay anything for this? For 2 hours I've been here, teaching, talking. Did you pay anything? No, that's right, you didn't. So this is free, but my private lessons are not. So, and because I have 54,000 followers, it's not cheap. It's not cheap. But it's also not cheap because I care about what I do and I'm good at what I do. Okay? Okay. Wow, everybody's already leaving. That's okay. So, once again, thank you guys for watching. Please make sure you follow. I have 54,000 followers on Hello Talk, and that's great, but I need a lot more. I need a lot more. So if you know somebody and you think they would like my stream, then tell them, please. Tell your friends, tell your coworkers, tell your colleagues, tell your classmates, tell your family, tell your whatever, your enemies. Tell everyone. Okay? All right. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for following. Have a good day. Have a good afternoon. Have a good evening, wherever you are in the world. And I will see you guys next time, okay? I think I'll be back tomorrow for one live stream, okay? So come back and join me again tomorrow. Tomorrow, I love ya. Tomorrow, you're only a day away. Something like that, right? All right. See you guys. Bye-bye.